Hi there, my name is Kelly Williams and I'm one of the co-founders of Paige and Paxton, and I'm so excited that we're answering another question in our Little Learner STEM Labs community. So let's see what you guys asked. Your question is, how do you feel about girls wearing pink? Now, I don't know why you guys gave me this question because I am not sure if I'm necessarily qualified to answer this question. However, let's go ahead and give you guys some background and context about where this question most likely stems from. So in our country, we've actually been taking a really close look at how we present toys to girls versus boys. And if you've ever been in a toy store and walked down some of the aisles, it's very clear which one are the girls' aisles and which ones are the boys' aisles. And while there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, what is wrong about those aisles is what they focus on, right? So the girls' aisles are a lot more domesticated and focus on, pretty clothing, princessy type of things, cupcakes, all that cool stuff. And then the boys' aisles are definitely a lot more STEMmy. You have construction toys, you have building blocks, you have a lot of tinkering, things that deal with spatial relationships and stuff like that. So at an early age, we see the path that we direct girls versus boys. And unfortunately, pink is very much associated with that kind of negative stereotype around girls' toys. And so some parents in circles have even gone to the next point of wanting to ban the color pink for small girls to be exposed to. So at Paige and Paxton, we completely agree with that gender bias when it comes to toys. However, when we think about the color pink, we actually use it as a tool to engage girls in STEM. And so when we think about our sheroes in Paige and Paxton and in Puzzle Land, we have Paige and we have Penelope. Now Paige has a huge pink bow and those adorable pink shoes. And then when you look at Penelope, she is completely pink herself, right? But at the same time, not only are these puzzle pieces adorable, they're super smart as well, right? So Paige loves science. You always see her engaging in science and asking different questions, performing experiments. And then you also see Penelope, who's always tinkering, building, solving problems, etc. And when we did design these characters, we did so very intentionally because there are actually a number of studies that prove why this is super important. So when we think about in our society, smart typically does not equate pretty. And there are actually studies that indicate that girls hide their intellect, and some women as well, because it's often believed that smart does not equal pretty. And while we made a lot of progress in this area, there still are some challenges with that. We all remember or think about the smart person looking something like this, right? And most women are not trying to look like a crazy, mad scientist with his hair flying everywhere. And so as a parent, what exactly are you supposed to do about this? And we want you to do one thing, and that's really just follow your instincts, right? When it comes to what you're exposing your girls versus your boys to, you want to make sure that you're engaging your small girls in the same activities that you engage your boys in, right? At least have them try them, right? And the reason why this is important is because, honestly, it works. It works with me and my sister, and that's what my mom and dad did. When I think back to my childhood, there was plenty of pink in me and my sister's rooms when it comes to our bedspreads, our clothing, and even some of our toys, right? But we also got our hands dirty, right? We probably were just climbing a tree right after this, right before this picture was taken. We played with monster trucks and things that were considered boy toys. We had the opportunity to tinker and play around with our dad's equipment. He had tons of audiovisual equipment around the house, so we played with his electronics, his camera, his video equipment, etc. And he let us play around and explore with it. And not to mention, we had a lot of different types of toys in our house. We had Legos. We had these things called tubers and zots. So we made a whole bunch of different contraptions around the house that solved different problems and that were just like fun and cool to create. When I think back to my childhood, there was never an opportunity where I equated never a moment where I equated my gender to not being able to achieve something that I wanted to achieve. And that is what we believe and we've designed into our materials at Page and Paxton. We want to make sure that Page and Paxton embodies my parents' philosophy, right? And so which is that you don't have to be or look a certain way in order to be successful at whatever you want to do. So I have a question for you. How do you dispel gender myths and stereotypes in your home with your little learner? And these could be gender stereotypes that are imposed on boys as well as girls, because we know that boys have ridiculous gender stereotypes as well that they have to battle. So I can't wait to hear your answers and continue to engage in this conversation with you.